Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Oyiboke, where you get to learn everything about analytics and automation. In this video, I'm going to show you the Office 365 tools needed to complete an automation project. Oftentimes, you think, is it just Power Automate that will do the entire work? But no, it is in combination with other solutions within the Office 365 ecosystem or connecting to external applications through connectors within Power Automate. Right. Let us look at the application, the basic applications that as a beginner you need to know, which will help you to automate one or two processes. First, OneDrive for Business. This is where most of your file will be stored. For example, files uploaded on forms, Excel file, and few other informations. Form will replace your hard copy, questions or paper that you often use to collect data either at the office or with customer. Form is that tool that will help you to get it automated because you are no longer working on a hard copy, you'll be working on digitized form. The next is Excel Online. As a matter of fact, I often take people on the difference between the Excel on the PC, your desktop version, and the Excel Online. The Excel Online synchronized and is stored directly on OneDrive. However, it has some flexibility that makes it much more better when you're editing it online and you have it stored on OneDrive than when it's saved on your PC and it's not even inside the OneDrive folder. Excel Online is going to be very vital as we go on this journey. You will also see it as well. SharePoint seems to be that file storage engine driving a lot of Microsoft solutions. That's how I'm going to put it. The Office 365 solutions, a lot of them are being driven, they are residing on SharePoint engine. And you're going to see the features of SharePoint, which includes Teams, the website, the list, and how they help you create a sort of backend that is for end users, while the form is for the front users. So take it this way. As simple as it is to build a solution without writing code and making something complex, form can be the user interface for you, while SharePoint can be the backend, and finally Power Automate be the API or whatever you want to call it, the middle layer that is talking to both the front end and the back end. So let's do a brief example and we can then understand this. To make it more easier, I have a Microsoft Forms which I've used in one of my video tutorials. If you are enjoying this video and if you are learning a lot, take your time to subscribe to my channel and also click on the notification bell so that you get notified anytime I drop new videos. Of course, this is not a one-time thing. It's a lifelong learning and training for me. Alright, so I've created this form in one of my classes where I was sharing an example how to create a simple form. Now we have this form, is a vacation decision which I want to share with my team member. Just let me know who is willing to go out with the team on vacation this year. Are you ready? No, or still undecided? Now, this is what every team member seems to get to interact with. But my manager wants to have access to something at the back end, which he can also use. This is my SharePoint, which I also loaded SharePoint from Office 365, and I've created a list. I'm still going to walk you through later in another video to find how to get familiarized with this environment, how to create a website, and how to create a list. So I have a SharePoint list called Vacation Decision, and I've created some columns equating to what I need to fill here: the employee name, the employee email, the decision. That's all. That is all. Okay, let me create one more column, which is the time the person made submission. I'm just coming to date and time, and I'm going to say submission time. I want to switch the time. So I'm creating a column that will take in data. Just as if you are creating a database, where after filling the form, then feeds in directly here. I'm going to make it save. Alright, so I have the submission time. It's as simple as that. So let us come to our flow and connect these two things together. So that way you're able to see that, it is not just Power Automate in itself. It is a combination of other Microsoft tools, which later on we're going to explore more of them even deeper. I'm going to create automated flow. When in the form, a new response is submitted, and call it Vacation Decision Flow. we have to pick our form. I'm looking for vacation decision. The next step here, I want to collect the information that has been filled. So the action card here is get response details, and it's asking me to select the form, which is the vacation decision, and what is the trigger ID, which is the response ID. The next step I want to do, I want to create an item on my SharePoint at the same time. So when you collect it, just dump it on SharePoint. And I'm going to look for, I'm just going to search for create item. You see several ones. Create item SharePoint. That's what I need. This is going to sign in to my SharePoint, which is done. This is my first time of connecting that environment, and that's why you can also experience such. It's asking me to select my site, and the site is training. That's a SharePoint site that I created, and the SharePoint list is vacation. That's the only list. Automatically it will retrieve the list for you. Vacation decision. When I select vacation decision, it then retrieves all the columns that I've created there so that I can populate them. The title, I can make it later, not compulsory, but I can use the response ID. Employee name, I don't have the name. When you are connecting forms to Power Automate, it only collects the email of the person if it's within the organization. Otherwise, you won't even have that detail. You have to collect it manually. And I only have the email here. Okay, let me come to email. Decision, let me choose decision. Are you willing? That's the question. Are you willing? And submission time. This is the only data that fits in there. Submission time. Let me save here. I'm going to also, how do we get the name? There's another video I've done, but this is a beginner class, so I'm going to show you. There's an action card called get response, get user profile, and I'm going to add it just before this. Why? Because I would need to consume it from up here under my dynamic content. So in between this get response details and create item, I'm just going to click here, add an action, and I'm going to look for get user profile. So this is Office 365 action card, and the only input that it requires is the email or the user principal number. Once you supply the email, it's like sending it on an errand. Go to Office 365, go and locate the person with this email and return all the information that you know about that person. And part of that information is the name, the name, which is what I need. Right now, because this is my first time, is still logging in to creating a connection between my Office 365 and this environment. Connection successful. Then I need to supply the email. So that's the responder's email. That's it. When I move down now to my create item, I will be able to see dynamic content coming from this guy. Remember, it's a drop down, it's a balance brought forward thing. I'll be able to consume every information that is reusable from all these action cards. For employee name, when I come down here, you see a lot. This get user profile has returned a lot of attributes that we can now use. But what I'm interested in is called display name. Display name is a combination of first name and surname. So I'm going to just select display name. That way I'm going to save. Let us use our flow checker to see if there's any error. No errors, no warnings. So you can test, and I will always advise you to test your flow. This time around, let us test manually and click on test. I'm going to go to Microsoft Forms and fill this form. And I click yes, I'm willing, submit. Let us navigate back to our flow and see if it's successful or not. Yes, our flow ran successfully. As you can see, let us check on the SharePoint list if everything is perfect. Here's the SharePoint list. Yes, we also have it here. This is the title. That's the ID 3 because 2 responses were already on the form. This is my name. This is my email. This is the decision. This is the time. So at the back end, the manager can focus on this to understand what is happening and not asking from someone. So that way you have been able to make use of SharePoint in the smallest possible instance, Microsoft Forms, Power Automate. You can see how we combine these 3 to deliver a solution. In the coming videos, we're going to explore a lot of use cases that has to do with approval, has to do with building multiple flows that have different stages and processes. I want to believe that you are enjoying this. So please subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comment section if you are really enjoying this. If you have any questions, I'm also willing to address them there. Thank you and see you in the next video.